Well, hey everyone, welcome to self-quarantine day 5 in the C household. We are taking this self-quarantine and self-isolation thing very seriously in our house because of having a respiratory illness. Like, we all know that if someone with CF or if someone who is immunocompromised or someone who has different pre-existing conditions, especially respiratory, or someone that's older catches the coronavirus, like, it's not going to be good. So me and Cameron are taking like every precaution that we can to stay safe and stay healthy, and in the meantime, like, try and stay sane. He's working from home right now and will be for the foreseeable future, and we won't be leaving our house really for the foreseeable future. But like, I'm straight chilling with all this because I'm used to not leaving my house for days, weeks on end. And the idea of isolation isn't new to me. I would much rather be isolated at home rather than isolated in a hospital room, which I have been more times than I can count. But for so many people right now, this whole staying home and not going anywhere and self-quarantining and isolation and social distancing thing is like really hard for them to wrap their heads around. How are they going to stay sane? How are they not going to go completely stir crazy and get cabin fever? And how do you not get super depressed and anxious during a time like this? And I will say it can be very easy to allow yourself to just go into a state of depression whenever you are cooped up for too long of a period. But I have some tips that I've figured out over the years that really help me whenever I'm staying home, which is most of the time, on how to not allow yourself to get in such a deep, dark, scary place. And just wanted to see if I could help y'all out during this really it's a weird time. No one really knows what's going to happen, but I just hope that everyone is just staying safe and staying healthy and staying home, because that's so important. Because everyone who can't stay home, like people that are working in the medical field right now, people who are working jobs that they don't have the luxury of working from home, like, God bless you and stay safe, seriously, and we thank you so much. But if you have the ability to stay home, seriously, like, don't risk it. You're not invincible. Even if it's not a big deal to you, if you catch it, you could easily carry it to someone who it is a big deal if they catch it without knowing it. So don't think about yourself for a minute and just think about others, because we're all in this together. But in doing so, I have some tips to help y'all just get through this mentally, get through this really stressful, weird time, and try not to go completely insane. Okay, my tip number 1 is basically to have some kind of schedule or routine. Of course, I'm not saying like, okay, you have to wake up at 6 a.m. and you have to do this and this and this and make sure you're in bed by 9:30 as if you were going to work on a normal basis or something like that. But like, having a general flexible schedule, like waking up still at a normal-ish time. Of course, you can sleep in a little bit later, who wouldn't? But still waking up and having your breakfast and doing your morning stuff. Having some sort of schedule and routine. Like for myself, I usually wake up around 9 to 10 a.m. I'll get up, go downstairs, have my coffee and breakfast, usually do the dishes right after, take Winnie out, and then really start my day of whether if that's cleaning or if it's working out or if it's like showering and doing my makeup or checking emails or doing stuff online. Like, just trying to keep some kind of a schedule and routine, just so your everyday doesn't feel like you're just on vacation every day, because that's going to be really fun and nice and relaxing for the first like maybe few days or a week, especially if you're used to working out of the house every single day. It'll be nice to be able to like just rest and relax and not really worry. But if you're going to be someone who is staying home for weeks on end, like we're expected to, you're going to want to have some sort of a routine just to keep you mentally sane. Trying to start dinner around the same time, trying to eat dinner around the same time. Just little things that'll make it where you're not sleeping till 1 p.m. and then going to sleep at 4 a.m. and just kind of fluctuating every single day, because that's just kind of setting yourself up for mentally a disaster, because that's kind of how depression can start easily. if you don't have some kind of schedule and routine. Sometimes it's the basics that need to be put at like the top of the list, and that's just keeping up with your hygiene. Even though you're not going anywhere and you're not seeing anyone, like continue showering, keep washing your face, keep your skincare routine up. Girls, like do your hair, it'll make you feel better. Putting on some makeup even if you're not leaving the house. Just little things like that, they will just make you feel better. I am known to be someone who can go days or a solid week without showering, and I hate to admit it, but usually after I shower and like dry my hair and straighten my hair and do some makeup and stuff, I usually feel a little bit better, at least mentally, maybe not physically, but mentally I do. So I think just keeping yourself together and your hygiene up and just taking care of yourself and your body is really going to help a lot. Like change your clothes every day. Even if you're just going to be wearing like comfy clothes every day like I do every day, make sure your daytime comfy clothes are different than your nighttime comfy clothes. Just little things like that. Number 3 is just to keep your space clean. Cleaning your house, cleaning your room, clean your closet, like the things that you normally like kind of push off because you don't have the time in the day, like do it. Clean your counters, clean your dishes, clean your floors. This stuff, like it will help so much. If you are stuck in your house every day, you need to have your space be a top priority because that's what you're looking at. That's how you're living. And that's going to be a clear reflection on how you're feeling. So if I see a bunch of clutter everywhere, typically it makes me really anxious. I can't deal with a bunch of clutter and dirt and stuff. It just makes me anxious. But it also, if you just start letting everything around you go, so that being yourself or your space, it's just kind of, it's not going to be good. It's going to drive you a little crazy because no one wants to live in a dirty space. My 4th tip is just to open your blinds or your windows. Get some natural sunlight in, especially if you're going to be inside all day. You need sunlight. You can have the lights on, that's fine, but natural sunlight is going to be key to being able to keep your sanity. If you have the ability to go outside, do it. I know that we are very lucky to where we live in a house that has a yard. So we're able to go out into our yard and play with Winnie or just get some fresh air, and that helps a ton. So we try and do that multiple times throughout the day. I mean, we have to because we have to take Winnie out, but still, it's just very nice and relaxing just to be able to get some fresh air. If you live like in the middle of the city and you can't really get out, like just open your windows, open your blinds, get the sunlight in. My next tip is just to keep up your exercise routine, keep your body moving. It's so easy to just lay on the couch or lay in bed all day whenever you have nowhere to go, but that's gonna catch up with you. And if you really wanna have a healthy mind, you gotta have a healthy body. So doing workouts, we can't go to the gym right now, but there are a lot of things you can do from the comfort of your home. I know that for me, I do a lot of online exercise classes and videos. So on like YouTube, completely free, they have all kinds of workout things you can do. You can just look it up. Like I personally do yoga, y'all know this. And I do yoga with Adrienne, which is completely free, and she has more videos than I could ever get through. Now, of course, not everyone likes yoga, so sorry Adrienne, you're not going to be able to help everyone, but there are so many online like virtual gyms nowadays, and I've seen a bunch that are doing special promotions and free trials during this time. So I would just Google, quite frankly, like online workout videos, online workout plans, and so many are going to come up, and most of them do have free trials. Or YouTube, they still have so many different things. Just get your body moving. Something that we're all being overwhelmed with right now is our social media and our news. It's making things very scary, and makes it where that's all you can focus on. Because if you go on Twitter or if you go on Facebook right now, every single post is going to be basically about being in isolation or quarantine or coronavirus and this many deaths and this many cases. And it's great to stay up to date with knowing logistically how many cases are in your area, how much of a threat is your current area, like what's the government doing with everything, like how's testing going along, and just kind of staying up to date with where we stand on everything. But you need to be able to limit that because that will make you go crazy. Like, know from experience, I'm very bad at turning off my phone and not looking and just absorbing everything. It's the first thing I do when I wake up and one of the last things I do before I go to sleep, and it's really probably not the best for me because it makes things seem a little more overwhelming than it probably is. So I would just try and every so often just like take a break, turn off your phone, turn off the news, put on some trash TV, put on the latest season of The Bachelor, put on the Kardashians, put on Vanderpump Rules, whatever trash TV you're into, go for it. Like it may not be the best for your brain, but like it's gonna like get you out of that headspace of just thinking about the world's coming to an end, because that's how it seems on social media these days. So just like give your brain some time to relax and just like splurge a little, just go crazy. But honestly, if you watch a little too much of it, it can make your brain kind of go mush, and it's great. I love it, but only for so long. After that, give your brain a little time to start working like a normal brain again. And maybe put on a documentary or a docuseries you've been really into recently. I know we all have Netflix, we all have Amazon Prime, we all have all those things. So why not go through and find a documentary or a docuseries or something that you've had on your list for a long time but just never gotten around to watch? Go for it, like something that's gonna actually engage your mind. Whether if that's watching the docuseries and documentaries, whether if that's reading a book, whether if that's doing like puzzles or doing just something that's going to keep your brain active in some sort of way so we don't all just go brain dead. So groceries. We are all still clearly needing to eat just as much, if not more, because now we're just sitting at home and we kind of just want to eat for fun as an activity. So how are you going to get your groceries? We have been using stores like Kroger and Target that do delivery services. Most recently did this with Target, where I was able to just go online and pick everything that I needed. They showed what was available in store for the pickup whenever you like just drive up and do the pickup, or for delivery. So I picked everything for delivery that they had available. Contact. I still was not going to be answering my door to some stranger who had just been in the middle of a grocery store in the middle of a Target, exposing themselves to so many germs. So what we do instead is we tell them, okay, well, can you either just leave them on the front porch, or we'll open up our garage door and say, can you just leave them inside the garage? It's been a great option. Most of those stores charge a delivery fee. However, they have free trials, which is what we're doing right now. With Targets, they had, I think, a 14-day trial. So that's what we're using right now, and then we're going to cancel it. Kroger's, for us, it had so many times you could use it for free. I can't remember if it was 3 or 5 times you could do it for free, or you could pay like a $10 delivery charge, which, I mean, if that's your only options, that's what you do. If you live within a district that has Amazon food delivery, which I don't, I live too far away. They're partnered with Whole Foods, I believe, so you can get Amazon to deliver your groceries. I don't live close enough to a Whole Foods and live a little too far out into the country to where they're not going to deliver it to my house. So I've never done it, but I have a lot of friends who have, and they swear by it. So I think that's a great idea. For our toiletries and stuff like that, we have been ordering them through Amazon. So before all this got super crazy, we put in a order for paper towels and for toilet paper and dog food. So those have been coming in or are coming in today and tomorrow. So thankfully we had that covered, because now the wait time for everything is just insane. Luckily, neither me or Cameron's families live too far away. Like, we're in driving distance from each other. So all other groceries that we've not been able to get, I've been able to message our parents and then bring them to us. So my dad went and did some grocery shopping for us earlier this week and was able to get stuff that I wasn't able to find anywhere, meats and things like that that are running low. And maybe some wine that doesn't get delivered normally. The necessities, people, the necessities. You need your chicken and you need your wine if you're gonna get through quarantine. That's all I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. You're not gonna be able to find everything online, and not everything delivers online, at least not where I live. So being able to get families and friends to be able to do the shopping for us and deliver things for us has been a lifesaver, truly. When it comes to eating during this time, like, I want all of y'all to realize, like, you need to eat well. You're not on vacation right now. The idea of eating pure junk for weeks on end is not going to be good for you. You're going to not feel good physically, and then that's going to make you not feel good mentally. Like, you have to eat well. Still give yourself the high protein and get your carbs in and get your fruits and your vegetables and just have a well-balanced meal still. It's fun to sit and eat a whole bag of chips in one sitting, but sometimes you really just need like some vegetables and some meat and a salad, things like that. So just also when getting food, be mindful of what you're getting. I'm not saying that you only have to eat fruits and vegetables because you have to keep your immune system like super high during this time, but come on, like just be smart with what you eat. People who are used to working and doing things with a bunch of people around and communicating and hanging out with a lot of people, it can seem very lonely, the quiet. You may like it for a while. I'm someone who really likes it, but sometimes it gets a little too quiet. And I'm a big fan of podcasts for this reason, because it feels like you're hanging out with people, just you're not having to join in on the conversation. So whenever I'm doing my chores around the house, or if I'm walking Winnie around, doing things like that, I like to keep my earbuds in and listen to a podcast and just kind of focus on that for a minute. That also helps get you out of the mind space of thinking about what's going on in the world. Unless if you're listening to a news one all about it, then you can get your information that way. But if you want to just like zone out and forget about all the worries and things that are going on in real life, just like find a podcast that you like with people that you think are funny or interesting, or like a true crime podcast, like love those, and just go about your day listening to those. And when it comes to your social life, your friends, your family, keeping in contact with anyone, I just got one thing to say for all y'all that are complaining. There's a reason God created FaceTime. There's a reason why we have group chats. There's a reason why we can text people, and the reason why we can call people. We have so many ways to be able to keep in contact with our friends and family to where we can even see them. So it will be okay. Just keep that line of communication open though, so you don't feel alone, so you don't start getting too lonely. Because isolating is meant to be a physical thing, not necessarily a mental thing. We're not supposed to mentally isolate ourselves from our friends and family, and that's whenever bad things typically are happening. I know for myself, my friends can always tell whenever I'm starting to go through a dark patch, because I just won't be responding. I'm in several group chats and have several text chains going on, but I'll just start not responding at all to anybody. I won't be answering phone calls. I won't be responding to Snapchats. And that's how you kind of know, like, okay, something's going on. So if you notice that in one of your friends, reach out to them. Not necessarily in a public way, like in a group chat, but individually, just text them and make sure that they're doing okay. I know a lot of us who have CF or have other health conditions that force us to be home alone a lot. This isn't really a big deal to us. But what is a big deal to us is the anxiety around why we're having to be home. It's not us just being home because we don't really feel great, or we're doing a couple weeks of antibiotics or something normal, but it's the fact that, okay, if we go outside, we could catch a virus that's untreatable and could kill us. Like, that's kind of our mindset for a lot of us. So just reach out to people and make sure everyone's doing okay. And for everyone who is not used to this and is going to go a little crazy, if you have any kind of faith or anything that keeps you grounded, cling to it. If you meditate, or if you pray, or if you read the Bible, or if you typically go to church services, finding them online, or listening to worship music, doing things that'll keep you grounded and keeping your mind focused on something bigger and better than what's at hand right now, that's only going to help you. So I just hope that we all can just get through these next several weeks and just stay safe and stay home as much as you can and stay sane, honestly. If anyone needs anything at all, don't be afraid to reach out. This is a big, scary time for a lot of people, and being the pro of staying home all the time and never leaving my house, like, I can help get y'all through this. I'm not going to be able to necessarily hold your hand because I physically can't touch you, like 6 feet away, please. But I want to be able to be a sounding board for y'all. So if anyone needs anything, please don't hesitate to reach out, comment below, send me a message, anything. But again, I hope everyone just stays home and stays safe and stays healthy, but also just tries to try to give yourself a sense of normalcy during this crazy period. Doing little things throughout the day and throughout the weeks to just make your life feel as normal as possible will help you. So I love you all very, very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.